Morning traders, welcome to this awesome session. Happy Jamhuri Day to Kenyans. And so we have a jam-packed calendar today. So many fundamental news coming in. And remember, we said as a trader, your work is to ideally have a look at your economic calendar. First thing before you check out your charts, have a look at your fundamental news that could impact your positions. So let's have a look at the calendar as it is right now. So in the morning, started off at around 3:30. We had news coming in from Australia, and it was positive. Employment change. What does this mean? It means the change in the number of employed people in the previous month. So the expectation was that 26,000 people. That will be the change, but then it came out quite positive at that 5.6k. So that means the Australian dollar strengthened big time, as we will see on our charts, right? And this is actually an analysis we had done yesterday, and we were looking for buy opportunities on Australian dollar. So today it went to our take profit, as we'll check it out later. The Australian dollar also, other news that was coming in was unemployment rate, right? So the expectation, the forecast was 4.2%. This is what investors were expecting, but then the number came out lower at 3.9%. So that means the Australian economy created more jobs, and that means the economy is doing well. So that led to a strong Australian dollar. And we can see that once again, those two news led to a very bullish Australian dollar. Okay, so what is coming out? We have the Swiss Bank, Swiss National Bank will also be giving us their interest rate. They determine the interest rate in the country, and so previously it was 1%. So the forecast is that the number will be 0.75%, right? So if it comes out here, then this is a reduction. So we expect the Swiss franc to weaken, and that means we are looking for buy opportunities on USD CHF. Could now maybe have we've yesterday we looked at the gap from last week, but one, that gap that is yet to be closed. Could it close today? That's something that it's a possibility that could play out. Maybe even if there's a possibility that this number could even come in at 0.50. If it came out at 0.50, wow, the Swiss franc would weaken pretty strongly, and that rate cut would lead to a very strong USD CHF, right? It would go all the way to close that gap. Okay, and then of course later at 12 we'll have the SNB press conference, and so mostly there'll be the discussion as to how they came up with this decision, what they looked at. Of course, it's all about employment data, inflation data to determine why they are doing these rate cuts. Remember, the Swiss franc is a safe haven asset. That means in terms of turmoil, guys tend to buy the Swiss franc. So that's it on the Swiss franc. We'll be looking at the charts to see the possible trades that could play out. And then also at 4:15, we also have interest rates from ECB, European Central Bank. And so previously it was 3.40. Traders are expecting the number to be 3.15%. So if this number comes out at a much lower rate, then of course that means the euro weakens. Okay, so that could present an opportunity for us. However, either way, we should probably see a weak euro, but then again we'll have a look at those technical analysis. So during New York session we have volatility. Right now we are in London session. In the next 17 minutes we'll see volatility on the Swiss franc, and then later of course from 4:30 we'll also be looking at unemployment claims. So this refers to number of individuals who file for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. So these are guys who are saying, hey, but maybe I lost a job, or I've just exited uni and I'm looking for a job, so let me get some insurance to keep me going. And so the number is expected to be 221k, right? So what happens if the number comes out higher than this? right, it will not be a good thing. It means the US economy is not doing so well. So any number higher than this, 230, 225, or 222, anything, but the higher the number, the more it brings out a picture that the US economy is not doing so well, so the dollar weakens. Okay. However, if this number comes out less than this, so let's say 210, 2,190 something, it means less people went to claim for unemployment insurance, and that can only happen if these guys receive jobs, right? So they are now working, and you cannot work if the economy is doing so badly, right? So it means some jobs are created. So that means a strong dollar. So anything lower than this, good for the dollar. Anything higher than this, it's negative for the dollar. So we see a sell on USD. So that is probably unemployment claims. Later we'll see the ECB press conference. We also have the PPI that will be coming out, changing the price of finished goods and services. If the number comes out higher than this, then it's good for the currency, right? So if the number comes out 0.3%, 0.4%, then we should see a strong dollar. However, if numbers come lower than this, then it's bad for the dollar. Okay, so those are the news that you're expecting. So expect a lot of volatility today, starting off with CHF, and then later we will go to the euro, then later we'll go to the dollar. So today's an opportunity. If you're a trader, yes, there's Jamhuri Day, but then it's also an opportunity for us to leverage on what's happening outside Kenya to make a living and, support yourself, or if you have a family, the same. So let's go to our charts and see how this plays out. Remember, this is purely educational analysis. We'll first review our trades from yesterday, see what played out, what didn't play out, and then so that at least we have a clear picture, right? So, there are guys who still think that trading, you'll have wins all the time. No, but what matters is you have more wins than losses, okay? That is what separates you from a losing trader. So let's go to my chart, to my MT5, and see what happened yesterday and seek new projections today. So Euro USD, we were looking for buy opportunities at 1.0459, but we also had some areas of support we had mapped out here, right? So we had areas we had mapped out. So we can see price, the Asian low. This was the Asian low, was an area we were looking at as a possible area of buy opportunities, right? And we can see actually price came there. By the time you were doing these analyses, price was at around this price level, okay? And so price eventually tested this low and was bullish for around 50 pips. So remember I said moving averages, I use my moving averages as take profit target. So you can see how the moving averages, they are acting as resistance, right? So the same area was tested again, and we can see that bullish push play out. So where we're still anticipating probably the euro, the ECB news will lead to USD, so euro, because it's a rate cut, right? So we expect the euro to weaken. So that could probably lead us to 1.0459 as per yesterday's projection, and then probably from there we could see a bullish push moving into maybe New York session. Our work is to project. Before you take a trade, make sure that you have your confirmations. Remember, right? You must look at maybe candlestick patterns. If you're looking at maybe the RSI like I have here, maybe if price gets to this that region, which could probably now be this bearish push, then this could present a good case because it's come to an area of support, and on the RSI you have an oversold condition. Now maybe that's when we could look now for a buy trade on this particular asset. So that's what we have on Euro USD. What about Audi USD? Audi USD, from yesterday we were looking for sell opportunities and then buy opportunities. Look at what it has played out to the pip, right? So remember we had said that H1, we had looked at H1 as a possible area of support, and it was more of the Asian low. This is something I've taught in the master classes, and we said an Asian low is an area where you look for opportunities to buy, right? So we can see the first Asian low was set out here, right? So we say the Asian low is the lowest price during uh, Asian session, right, from midnight to 9 a.m. So this candle is the 9 a.m. candle. We can see price came back to test this low, right? This low was tested, and then we can see now from there we can see rejection candlesticks. You can see like a hammer. All these candles are presenting a case where like these were strong sellers, but then they were pushed up by buyers courtesy of the Asian low, and from then on we can see now this is the news we've just looked at, right? The positive news in Australia today, right? Employment change, it was positive, so many guys had jobs, and so you can see the Australian dollar was quite bullish in this case because of the Audi, right? So it went to our target place. Remember yesterday when someone asked me about the moving averages, I said I use my moving averages as take profit target. So you can see clearly what has happened. Price has come to my 800 moving average, and then I encountered some resistance, and we can see some bearish play coming in, right? So that is how I get to use my moving averages to book my profits. Okay, so that is Australian dollar. So what are we expecting now that price has come to that price level? Go to higher time frames. What could be the other possible push? So I'll probably want to see H4 and see where we are at. So there's a possibility of us having this particular currency pair test the weekly high. This is the highest price in a week. Remember in the master classes, I taught you guys about the weekly high acting as an area of resistance. There's also last week's high, which now is coinciding with a moving average on H4, right? So those are possible areas that we could see the Australian dollar moving into. Right, so there's a possibility of us going there. However, for now, I will probably be looking at short opportunities, right, on Australian dollar before a bullish push. So we'll probably want to see the weekly high being tested. This was today's on Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. The high of Monday being tested. So there's a possibility that Australian dollar could actually push to this high, 0.6471. That's a possibility to test this high before we see some bears stepping in. So that's an analysis I would probably want to see. And let's see. Yeah, it's a possibility that it could also spike all the way to 0.6514. So I'm bullish on Australian dollar. Okay, UT100. UT100, we were looking for sell. Remember from Monday, I think this was more of Monday, yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Monday we were looking for sell opportunities. It came in yesterday. So sorry, I think on Tuesday, right? On Tuesday, price came to our take profit target. So yesterday we were looking for sells, price to come and test this low and then breach into this low, then probably be bullish. So we can see that didn't play out. So in this particular case, we had a miss on UT100. This is where I normally say your risk management is what will save you, right? And then, so what are we looking at? I would probably want to see higher time frames, see what we have on UT100. So it formed a higher high. So if I were to look for opportunities, I'll probably going into New York session. Then I'll probably be looking at some sells before a bullish push. So I'll probably be looking at sell opportunities to the moving average. Once again, remember I've said I normally use the moving averages to help me identify where I'll book my profits. So I'll go as low as M5. So if I were to look for opportunities, I would want to see whether UT100 will test yesterday's high. So this is the projection I would probably want to see before pushing downwards. If that was to happen, then it will be a good case for me to go sell. But then again, I would want to see candlestick patterns, reversal candlestick patterns. If price came here to test yesterday's high, remember once again in the master classes we've been saying that yesterday's high is an area where you look for opportunities to sell, right? But it must be in line with the trend. So in my case, I would want to see how UT100 Nasdaq reacts when it gets to yesterday's high. If it presents a shooting star, an evening star, a bearish engulfing, then I'll probably go short for to 21,559. Let's look at GBP USD. GBP USD, we were looking for opportunities to sell from Tuesday, right? From Tuesday, we were looking at these areas, an area of support. That didn't play out. So I maintained this analysis yesterday and I said I'm waiting for GBP USD to come to these areas, right? These are areas where I have strong support and we can see what happened. Eventually, GU came to this price level yesterday. Look at how, once again, my moving averages are acting as areas where you can book your profits. If you look at these situations, resistance on the moving average, you can see support on the moving average. So these areas had a better entry, 27.15, 27.19. Any one of those two areas were areas we had anticipated to see GU get to, and that played out pretty well yesterday. And so now we're still waiting for GU. I'll still maintain this analysis. I'm still bullish on GBP USD, probably to go to that price level. We've mapped out 28.11, right? 28.11. Or if we go to H4, why did we map out 28.11? Yes, it's because of last week's high. Once again, those in the master classes, we've said these highs are areas we look for opportunities to buy. Now, we also mapped out another high, 28.65. So we had two take profit targets. The first take profit target will be 28.11, and that you could book your first profit. And then next area we would anticipate to see GU get to is 28.65. So that presents a good opportunity for us. So we are overall bullish on GU. Let's see how that trade plays out. Okay, gold. Our analysis on gold yesterday, we were looking for, I think, buy opportunities. Yes, we were looking for buy opportunities to this price level and then drop. So we can see, I don't know why this arrow appears here, but we were looking for buys, right? So we've been waiting for gold. We've been waiting for gold to get to 27.36 before selling. So this analysis still remains valid. So I think this was from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So from Tuesday, we've been looking for buys. So price has gone up. We first saw a dip to the moving average, and then we saw a bullish push. Price hasn't yet gotten to 27.36. Then again, maybe that will play out today. Remember, we've seen the news that will be coming in. We have the PPI. We also have unemployment claims later from 4:30. So we could see a possibility of gold pushing to that high. So we are bullish on gold. USD what was the analysis? We were looking for buys on USD yesterday. And so we can see once again, price came to the moving average, found some support, bullish, but then the target is here. Now, in the next 2 minutes, we are about to see some news play out. So we can see this out, right? Let's see what happens so that at least we can understand why it's very important for us to always take note of your economic calendar before you enter your trade. So let's see how those news will play out in the next 2 minutes, how this particular currency will behave. I'm anticipating a bullish push, but we could see some bearish push, a trap move before a bullish push comes in. So let's see how that pans out. So if you go to lower time frames, we can see some movement. We can see some bit of candlestick plays. So let's see how this plays out. So you can see, seems like buyers are stepping in. Then again, could be in for a shocker, right? When anyone who's traded CHF will tell you CHF is a currency by itself. So a few more seconds. So remember, we still have this gap. Look at that. Exactly. The buys. Look at that. This was the target, right? So you are looking for this buy from yesterday. Awesome. So it's going to a target area. So I'll probably remove these because we still have a gap that we want to see filled. Boom. So it's going to our first area. Look at some sellers trying to wrestle the market away from the buyers. But then again, now the buyers seems to be strong. Let's see. Sellers are fighting back. Remember, we had mapped out these areas an area of resistance, right? So we can see price action in play. Now, what's interesting is, remember we have this gap, right? We have this gap I drew yesterday. So USD CHF will most probably needs to fill this gap today with that push. Let's see whether that will play out. But now, guys, you've seen why it's very important that you take note of your economic calendar, right? Take note of the economic calendar because that was how many pips push. Let's look at that. 88.29 to 88.89. Look at that. A 60 pips push within within 1 minute, right? So once again, look at our area of resistance. It seems to be holding, but then I'll still want to see. I'll still want to see. I'll still want to see USD CHF close this gap. There's a possibility that could happen today. As we go into New York or right now. This is just, imagine this is just 1 minute and we've already hit 60 pips. Okay. So the reason why we were looking at this area is because of H4. Remember I said in the master classes we've been having in different parts of the country, I said H4, last week's high, is an area of resistance. It's an area where you look for opportunities to sell. So you can see these are the sellers from last week's high that are trying to uh, bring in sales trades. You can see like this rejection playing out. But then again, I think we are going for the gap. Needs to close this gap. We need to close this gap. Maybe today, most likely. So that's USD CHF. I hope you guys have enjoyed that push. It was in line with what we anticipated. Let's look at GJ. GJ, we've been looking for a bullish push on GJ. This is an analysis that someone requested, I think, yesterday, and we said we are buying. So this was an analysis from, I think, Monday. Someone requested for analysis on GJ on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we were looking for buys. Our take profit was hit. Remember, once again, my moving average, right, acting as an area where I book my profits, right? So this price was hit on Tuesday, and then we can see yesterday on Wednesday I was still bullish, looking for buys on GJ. So I'm still bullish. So this analysis on GJ, anyone? I think the guy was called who? Was it Simon? Can't remember yesterday. The analysis was a buy on GJ. So let's see whether that plays out by end of today. Okay. That is GJ. US30. US30, we've been looking for sales from Monday. I think this arrow should be from Monday. So from Monday, we've been looking for sell opportunities on US30. So yesterday I said we maintain this analysis and we can see prices coming to our target area. So this is an area, there's a possibility that US30 could actually get here. Right, there's a possibility it could also come to this moving average. Remember, once again, I use my moving averages as take profit targets and even reasons as to why I would enter sell. So if you can look at these areas, you can see price acting every time sellers encounter the moving average, they are pushed up. So that tells you the moving average here is giving a buy signal, right? So every time it breaches, it comes to the 200. If there was a reversal of the trend, we can see the moving averages here acting as resistance, right? So every time buyers push up, they encounter resistance on the moving average. So I'm still waiting for US30 to hit this target area, or there's a possibility it could actually get to the 800 moving average. So we still maintain that analysis, looking for sales on US30. USD JPY, this is an awesome trade from yesterday. So remember yesterday, once again, someone asked for an analysis and I shared my outlook and I said, we are looking for buys, right? Yesterday. So you can see I had mapped out an area here, 151.20 as an area of support. So we can see it, it was around what? It was around 12. USD JPY spiked below, went to the moving average. Once again, look at that. The moving average here acting as support, the 200 moving average, right? And went all the way up. Hasn't yet reached to our target price, which is 152.93. So that's around, I think, 50 pips from now. So I still maintain this analysis. I still want to see USD JPY get here. So we have a few trades that played out. Let's look at USD CAD. Yesterday, we were looking for sells on USD CAD. So remember we said a possible test of yesterday's high. Remember once again in the master classes, I've said that yesterday's high, this was the analysis yesterday. I said the high of Wednesday, the high of Tuesday was an area where we would look for opportunities to sell. So yesterday we came here and mapped this area and said we want USD CAD to test this high and then drop, right? So you can see tested that area and dropped all the way. Why? We have a reason. So this is what we've been saying in our sessions, right? You must have a reason as to why you're selling. You don't just sell because you can see a red candle. Because ideally, if that's the case, which is unfortunately most guys get into the market with this fallacy that if you see strong sell candles, then it indicates that's a sell. Look at this candle. It was a strong sell. So if you trade based on that, you should have taken a sell down here. But look at what happened. Buyer stepped in. So your stop loss was hit or even blew an account. That shouldn't be a reason as to why you're taking trades. You should have reasons, and this is what we normally train in our online classes. So if you're not part of our online classes, please reach out and say, hey, I want to join your mentorship session. We normally have a mentorship session every day from 11 to 12. As we speak right now, there's a class that is ongoing, right? For those who seek to learn strategies, risk management, basically the whole mentorship on trading. That is our support as FX Pesa to ensure that you guys are trading the right way. Yeah, so I think if we look at some of our win trades, we can see Euro USD didn't really get to our target area. We have ECB later in the afternoon, so that there's a possibility that we could see Euro USD spike down and then move up. But the trades that we were looking at yesterday, Audi USD came to our target area, had a good entry and pushed to our take profit target, which was that moving average. Now we can see some resistance, but then we're still looking for buys. UT100 didn't play out. We've seen that we were looking for sales, but that didn't work out as expected. But then again, the anticipation is that UT100 can be bullish, test yesterday's high and then push downwards. GBP USD played out well as per the analysis yesterday. We had called shots from Tuesday and yesterday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. This price didn't get here. It got here on Wednesday yesterday, and we are still looking for buy opportunities to that area. And the other target area is also above at 28.65. Gold, it's yet to get to our target price, so we are looking for those buys, and then probably from here we could encounter some resistance and look for sell trades. USD CHF, you can see how our area of resistance is holding. Once again, remember last week's high. I've been training this in our masterclass sessions, and everyone who attends our mentorship sessions from 11 to 12 p.m. we do cover these areas. You can see how that area is holding, right? These are sellers trying to push. They've already pushed this market down for around, is it 18 pips? But then again, I'm still bullish on this particular, on USD CHF. I would want to see us close this gap. This gap needs to be closed, right? From last month, needs to be closed. And then we looked at GJ, and I said, GJ, you are looking for buy opportunities to this price level. It was bullish, but didn't get here. So I still maintain that analysis. US30 was also a win. We've been looking for sell. So it seems like US30 is moving to our target area. Look at that. It's most probably coming in here. So that's also a win. USD JPY, we're looking for buys from this price level, and you can see it spiked to that low, got to a moving average and went up. Didn't really hit or take profit, but ideally traders, we need to, as part of trade management, depending on your risk appetite, make sure that you're booking your profits along the way. Even if it's 30 pips, even if it's 50 pips, keep moving. If you have a trailing stop loss, well and good, but make sure that you book something. Pay yourself. It's quite frustrating for you to be up 50 pips, 60 pips, and then next thing you know, a stop loss has been hit. It's not fair. It hurts. Huh? Anyone who's experienced that will agree it hurts. So, but if you book your profits along the way, you take your 30 pips, your 40 pips. You've paid yourself. Even if, and the moment you hit take profit one, you move your stop loss in profit. So you make that trade a risk-free trade. So trading is not just about buying and selling. No, you must manage your trades. Okay, and that's one of the ways of managing your trades. And then we looked at USD card. We said we were looking for sells on yesterday's high. We can see came to the peep, and that trade played out. So that's it. Let's see how these trades pan out. Let's meet next week. Tomorrow there'll be no market snapshot, so we will see how these trades panned out next week. Any question? Any feedback? Watu wanaenjoy Madaraka Day. Hey Robert, Mombasa was great. We'll definitely try the strategy. Thank you, Irene Karaoke. I'm sure anyone who's gone through the master classes and you've seen it live happen right now on USD JPY. Sorry, we've seen it play out right now on USD CHF, right? It's come to an area and we can see some bit of resistance, but then again, I'm not going for this sell, so I'm looking forward to closing this gap, right? This gap needs to be closed, and so the next area of resistance I will probably map out here. So I'll want to see USD CHF hit that area. What might have caused USD JPY yesterday to sell to 150, then buy to in less than 5 minutes? And exactly, this is Sila. Remember, we had done these analyses yesterday, and I had projected that. So let's go to lower time frames. You can see this move. This is what Sila is saying. This move happened yesterday within 5 minutes. Yes, we had called it, but then again, when it comes to the yen pairs, at times the Bank of Japan will do anything. We looked at it and we didn't see anything from Japan. So once again, must have been some safe. Remember, the yen at times reacts in ways that you can't understand. Let me be honest. If you look at In most cases, the yen is just volatile. It has ways of doing things you can't understand. You just need to play out your technicals like we did yesterday. We were looking for opportunities to buy here, came to a moving average almost like 20 pips down, and then has pushed up. So Saila, there was no clear directional bias as to why USD JPY behaved the way it behaved yesterday. No, but the technicals were speaking that it's a buy, right? We had projected that. Any other question? Is the masterclass session free? Yes, Mecha. The classes have been free. We continue next year. We finished off with Mombasa last week. We were in Mombasa last week. So January, if you're from Eldoret, we are coming 24th January. That's our first masterclass. When do you use sell stop, buy stop? Okay, a buy stop order is an order you place above. So for example, okay, let me train this one. This one is a whole class now, right? Let's go to a demo account. Okay, so for example, you see USD JPY, we are anticipating buy trades, right? So in this case, you can decide and say, hey, if I'm looking for buy opportunities, I can come here and say new order, pending order, set out a buy stop. Say price current is 152.41. So you can come here and say 152.50. Then make sure that you have a stop loss and a take profit. Maybe 153. So you see what I've done. You see what I've done, right? I've set out a buy stop order at 152.50, right? The current market price is 152.43. So what have I told the broker? I've told the broker that I'm looking for buy opportunities. So I've placed price above the current market price. So what I want is this trade to come, hit my buy stop order and continue rising to my take profit. However, you have a stop loss that tells you, just in case I'm wrong, this is what will happen. Now, when this trade comes to maybe 153, right? This is where now you use the sell limit order. You come here and say, when this trade gets to my take profit target 153, I'll be looking for a sell. Maybe I will not be available. Maybe I'll have gone somewhere. So come here and say a sell limit order, trading, new order, go to pending order, set out a sell limit, maybe 153. Stop loss will be above, maybe 153.20. And then take profit 152.50. Say place. Right? So this is now what you call a sell limit order. So what have I done? I've said that I want this trade to come here, sell limit, right, at 153, hit my sell limit order, and then sell. So a sell limit order is set up when you're looking for opportunities to sell, you know. Yeah, the reverse is true. Sell stop order is an order you place when you expect price to sell. So for example, during news, if you expect maybe something to sell during news, like in the case of Euro USD here, right? You can come here and say, hey, I'm looking for a sell. Current market price is 1.0507. So you come here and say, I want to put a sell stop order at 1500. And then if you're selling, then your stop loss is above at 15, maybe 20. And then your take profit, of course, is below at maybe 1.04. 460. Say place. So this is now the sell stop order. What have you told the broker? You want this trade to come, activate your sell stop order, okay, and then continue selling to your take profit. But then again, you also have a stop loss just in case this trade decides to go up. Someone is asking for analysis on GBPUSD. We have done it, sir. Kindly go through this video. So that is what you call a sell stop order. So remember, all these are pending orders. They'll always come here below until they are active. So one has been activated. Which one has been activated? USD JPY? Yes. The buy stop order on USD JPY has been activated. Why? Because if you go to this trade, we were looking for buy opportunities on USD JPY. You can see this trade. Now this trade has been activated. Remember, I was not there, right? So the trade has been activated because we are looking for buy opportunities. Now, NZD USD, I'll analyze in a few. And then buy stop order is when, now for example, this Euro USD, when it comes here, right? You can decide, hey, by the way, when it gets here, here is an area where I'm looking for buy opportunity. So you come here and say 1.0460. That's where you set up a buy stop order. So you come and say trading, new order, market exec. No, you go to pending order, set out a buy limit order at 1.460. 1.460. Stop loss will be below. Let's use 20 pips, 1.0440. And then take profit will be above. Let's follow that arrow, maybe 1.0620. 620, say place. So you can see the buy limit order. So my buy limit order is here. So what have I told the broker? That I want price to come, hit this area. This area is an area of support, and then push up to my take profit. But then your stop loss is down here below. That is what you call pending orders. The buy stop order, the sell stop order, the buy limit order, and the sell limit order that you place above. Hope I've answered your question. We've not analyzed NZD USD. Okay. So let's go to NZD USD. NZD USD. Most likely it's following the cousin Australian dollar. So I'm looking for buys. I'm looking for buys on NZD USD. So we can see something here, the low of last year. It was tested. You can see the low of 2023. Last year's low. Once again, in the masterclass sessions, we've been training last year's low. Now, NZD USD is a perfect example of last year's low being tested. So in September 2023, this NZD USD formed a low. Okay, so that low has been tested yesterday. It was tested actually yesterday. You can see what happened yesterday. Price came to that low on NZD USD, right? And so from there, we can see some buys playing out. So if I were to look for opportunities on NZD USD, let's see for a good entry. What would I want to see? If we were to see a bearish push, it will be very good to test maybe this low and then go up. So I would probably want to see a better entry, drop to that low, the Asian low or last year's low, and then probably push up. Actually, I'll be looking for strong buys. That will be the educational analysis on NZD USD. That's it. Malik, I hope I've answered your question. Any other question? So please share this outlook maybe with your friends. Make sure that you're joining our market snapshot. Let's learn, but always remember this is purely educational analysis. Okay. We don't have a question. That's it. Okay. Robert, what's your view on CAD JPY? Okay. Do I have CAD JPY here? Oh, okay. I will have to add it. Have it here. It's clear. It's going to the moving average. It's coming here. CAD JPY is a buy. We are coming here. Just like the rest of the USD, the pairs. Tumeona USD JPY is also buy. We are going here. We've also seen GJ. We are buying. We are coming here. So the same applies to CAD JPY. We are looking for buy opportunities to this moving average. Hope I've answered your questions. Any other question? Any other question? So we can close these. No, I was just illustrating. Oh, sorry. Okay, no question. So cheers, guys. Have a happy Jamhuri Day. Remember, you're traders. You don't get affected by holidays in Kenya. Leverage on this to make some pips, but then again, make sure that you know what you're doing. If you feel that you're still struggling with your trades, make sure that reach out to your account manager or support at fxpesa.com. Say you want to join the 11 to 12 p.m. classes. We do those mentorship classes, right? Yes. And then the whole of this December, I'm the one handling the market snapshot up to next week, 19th. So let's meet here on Monday next week and analyze our trades for the week as we close the year for Christmas. Have a peepful day. Have a peepful week. See you on Monday. Cheers, guys.